Hello, welcome to another weekly video. Today I'm going to be talking about intrusive thoughts. And yes, people who are Christians can have intrusive thoughts. That's something that I struggle with, and I thought I'd just talk a little bit about it because I've heard a lot of people complain about it. There's different groups that I'm in, and sometimes I hear people talk about, you know, what's the best movie or what's the best game or what's the best thing to do to help intrusive thoughts. So I just thought, it's been bothering me this week a lot. So I probably just mention a few things about it. First, I want to read the definition of it because, I know some people don't know what it is, and I just want to make sure I get it right when I describe it. Um, it says intrusive thoughts are unwanted, involuntary, and often unpleasant ideas or images that come to mind without warning. They can be disturbing, upsetting, or distressing, and can make it difficult to think about other things. So I think that's a pretty good definition of what it is. I guess where it comes from, I guess I'd say probably abuse, trauma, things like that. I don't know if you've ever experienced anything that's really um, I guess that hurts you really deeply. It's not just hurt though. Sometimes it could be something really embarrassing. Um, Public humiliation, I think, is something that um, well comes to my mind. I expect it affects a lot of people too. Um, it could just be something that caused you a deep mental pain. And like the way I would kind of describe it is like when it comes when they start coming up, it can feel. I wouldn't call it as real as a flashback. I wouldn't call it like that. It's like you'll just kind of feel the feelings that you felt in the moment a little bit. Um, it's it's kind of like you feel the hurt on some level that you felt when it first happened. Um, and I mean, maybe there is some line between PTSD and intrusive thoughts. I'm not really sure about that. I've heard people talk about emotional flashbacks. It might be borderline into something like that, but I've had flashbacks before, and it just doesn't feel quite the same. But it is still a deep level of pain, a deep level of feeling, if you want to say that. Like I'll just go over a few examples of what I experienced this week. Me and my husband have had some conflicts in the past, and if you've ever been married, you probably understand that it's not really easy to get everything resolved um, in a matter of years or a lifetime, really. But it takes time to get things resolved. It's not really an overnight thing, no matter how much you talk to somebody. But so there'll be things that sometimes extreme regrets I have of things that I did um, that were hurtful. Well, not necessarily to my husband, but probably to him and to people in my past. Things that I probably didn't get resolved enough. Um, I didn't understand what was happening at the time. Sometimes there's things like that. Sometimes I feel I have these thoughts about things that happened in my past that I did that I didn't understand until now. For example, I had a friend in high school that I got close with, and I just remember like one time we went to prom together, and I remember going with him, but leaving him alone the entire prom and going and hanging out with my friends. And that's not really one of the intrusive thoughts I have, but it's just kind of an example of like some of the things that come back as you realize. you made a mistake in the past, but you didn't know it was wrong back then. So like I was saying with my friend, I didn't know what I was doing was hurtful. I was just trying to have a good time. But I look back and I see how hurtful it probably was to him. Um, but anyway, more frequently I have embarrassing things. Um, Sometimes, like I said, things that weren't resolved in a conflict. Um, Sometimes feelings come up about something that was unresolved with my husband previously, and I just feel a lot of feelings about it, and it's hard because like I don't know if you experienced this with the intrusive thoughts or not, but you know it's just something that's going to pass, so it's hard to just I guess talk about it or act on it. It's just it does feel like something that just comes and goes. I experience this for about a week every month. I have these intrusive thoughts. Um, it feels like it goes hand in hand with depression for me. Like I'll just start going into a more depressed, uh, I guess, week, a more depressed time of the month, and these intrusive thoughts will start happening, um, and again, it'll be a lot of regrets and stuff like that. Um, but a week later, they just stop, and it's just not. I don't experience them until the next month, so it's hard to just try to bring it up or entertain the thoughts, anything like that. It just doesn't feel like it um, matters enough. But at the same time, it could be distressing, like I was saying in the definition of it. So you at least want to get them off your mind. I mean, they kind of just go in circles in your mind. I think that's part of the intrusiveness of it. But um, I think it tends to be something where you have to find something to do. Like for me, sometimes when I have intrusive thoughts, I have to play a video game, and not just any video game. I have a certain video game that has like a repetitiveness to it. I don't know how to explain it, but there's like um, a way that it kind of takes the things off your mind, and um, it's kind of like a level of excuse me. There's a level of like stress to it that is just enough to take things off your mind. So that's what I try to do. Sometimes a movie will help. It depends. Talking, sometimes things like that help. But I just want to stress like how difficult it can be to get it off your mind in the moment. I think that's why people tend to complain about it. Like I was saying in some of the groups that I'm in, I hear a lot of complaints about, what do I do about my intrusive thoughts? Um, you get through it the best you can, but they are very difficult to deal with. Like I was saying, for me, it's a lot of regrets. I have some issues with my parents that sometimes those things come up. Um, I'm not really satisfied with how my relationship is with my dad, so a lot of things come up about that. I wish I hadn't said this, or I wish I hadn't done that. And you get kind of these strong feelings of like, I don't know if it's guilt or embarrassment or just feeling bad about it, and but it's like I said, they do seem to go away over time. I can't speak for everybody. I mean, sometimes they may be more often for other people, and I don't know your situation, but if you're dealing with it, I just wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit, and just let you know. Again, it's something that Christians go through. I'm sure everybody goes through it in some kind of way. Um, but if you've been through abuse and trauma, I think it happens even more. So anyway, I realize I'm probably going on a bit about it, so I'm going to try to wrap it up. But um, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a good day.